What's up, my friends? It's Jesse again from RAFscents. I hope you all are doing well today, and I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the topic of today's video, and that is floral fragrances on men. Why am I talking about this again? Because it seems that no matter how many times I talk about it, there are still plenty of guys on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube who reach out to me and say, hey, Jesse, how can guys pull off floral fragrances without smelling overly feminine? Well, here's the thing. You're probably wearing a floral fragrance or a fragrance with a lot of floral notes in it right now, and you don't even realize it. They are everywhere. They're super popular, and they should be. Guys, you should not be afraid of floral fragrances. So what I'm going to do for this video is I'm going to break it down a little bit more specifically. We're going to talk about four main floral notes in fragrances. We're going to talk about rose, which is probably the most recognizable floral note out there. It's earthy and really rich. We've got iris, which is slightly sweet and powdery. We've got tuberose, which is bright, it's fresh, it's sweet, and kind of gives off suntan lotion vibes. And you've got lavender, which is aromatic and clean, and that is a very popular note in fragrances. These four notes are going to comprise the main notes in the 7 fragrances that I'm going to present to you today. So let's get ready to study a little bit, and don't be afraid of these fragrances, okay? Let's go. So I figured I'd start off this list with a fragrance that is both bold and, I dare say, a bit divisive. Why is it bold? Because the main note in this fragrance is rose, which is the most recognizable and bold floral note out there, in my opinion. But also, why is it divisive? Because according to Fragrantica and most people, this fragrance is almost exclusively feminine. But that's weird because I wear it. And I love it. So my tip to you is wear what you like. Who cares what people say is feminine or masculine? Wear what you like. This is a fragrance from the house of Lys. It is a niche house, and it is called Rose Struck. Now, they sent me this fragrance as a gift, and I was a little bit hesitant when I saw that it was a rose fragrance because rose is hit or miss for me. But I tried it, I sprayed it on, and I do enjoy it, and I do wear it. I was very, very pleased with the notes that are in here. When you first spray it on your skin, you've got a very noticeable citrus note in there. I think it's tangerine with a little bit of black currant. As it dries off, you're going to be met with some matcha tea, which is kind of a green note, but it is all rose in the base. I'm talking rose, 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 and more rose. But it's not overpowering, it's not rich, it's very light in its presentation on your skin. I think it is a great fragrance for the springtime and early summertime as well. I don't know that I would wear it during the evening, but it's, just how light it is and how bright it is, it's just really uplifting during the day. And, when taken all together, I think this kind of smells like a mixture of Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Forever, which is a grapefruit citrus bomb. Like, it's got the Light Blue Forever mixed with Moschino's Toy Boy, but not with the spice that Moschino Toy Boy brings. So it's got that rose mixed with that citrus. You bring it together and you've got this work of art. This one is a great fragrance to check out, but I would definitely make sure to sample this one first. So there it is, Rose Struck from Lys. Next up for fragrance number 2, we have one whose main floral note is lavender. That's that clean aromatic note that you can find in tons and tons of men's fragrances. And this one right here is an absolute beauty, and it's inexpensive. From Salvatore Ferragamo, we have F Black. This one's only like $25 or $30. It's not going to break the bank at all, and it smells great, and it lasts a long time. I'm talking 6 to 8 hours with moderate projection, okay? Now, the floral note of lavender is found in the top notes here, and it's mixed with a little bit of apple. So you've got a clean and sweet note breakdown right there in the top. As it dries off, you're going to get a little bit spicy with some black pepper and a little bit of labdanum as well, but there's also some tonka bean giving it that extra bit of sweetness and powdery powdery type of sensation right there in the bottom. But this one right here, what I consider this to be is like a very professional Dior Sauvage. Okay, they have the same type of vibe, but whereas the Sauvage is more spicy or an aromatic, this one is clean and a little more smooth, and the lavender really shines through in this fragrance. Okay, so I would not wear the Sauvage and the Ferragamo F Black in the same scenarios. Okay, the Sauvage is going to be kind of a very confident night out fragrance, while this one is more suited for the daytime, and you would definitely find people at the office or in more formal social settings wearing this fragrance as opposed to Sauvage. So this is definitely a must-have for those of you guys that want a really good professional smelling scent, a very office safe scent. This is going to be the one for you. Okay, Salvatore Ferragamo's F Black. The main star is lavender. That's what sets it apart from the Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. That's what sets it apart from the Dior Sauvage, is the heavy hit of lavender in this one. So, check it out. Here we are at fragrance number 3, guys, and I am so excited to bring this one to you yet again. I say yet again because I've talked about this one in the past, and I've said very specifically, I will never stop talking about this fragrance. And I hold true to that, and I will say it again, I'll never stop talking about it. This is one of my favorite fragrances ever. And in terms of floral notes, the main star in this fragrance is iris, which is one of my favorite floral notes on guys. Everybody should be turned on to this fragrance. It is from the house of Dior. It is Dior Homme Intense. This is what masculine romance should be for every guy. It is so beautiful. Now, you're greeted with a little bit of lavender when you first spray it on, but it's not overpowering, and it definitely doesn't steal the show from the iris. But it's also got some cedar in there, a little bit of vetiver, and it's sweetened with some pear. But all of these fragrances, all of these notes, if you listen closely, none of these notes are heavy notes. Cedar, it's not an overpowering woody note. Pear is not an overpowering sweet note. Iris and lavender, they're both not overpowering floral notes, but when you put them all together, it just makes this symphony of romance that is just absolutely stunning. I can't tell you how many weddings I've worn this to and got so many compliments. It is so nice. Okay, so definitely good for romantic occasions, or if you were going out. I would say it's even a little bit formal if you wanted to put that. I wouldn't wear this like just on a casual night out. I do sometimes because I just love it. I'll just do whatever I want with it. But I'm talking for the average guy who's not a fanboy of this one like I am. I would stick to formal occasions and romantic settings. What season? Definitely fall and winter time. Springtime, definitely you could wear it then. Summertime, it'll struggle a little bit depending on how hot and humid it is outside, but it's possible, okay? I will say it is possible, but guys, it is Dior Homme Intense, man. This is the GOAT of romantic fragrances for men. Check it out as soon as you can. Next up, I hope you are ready for a really awesome summer fragrance, because this one's it, okay? The main floral note in this one is tuberose, and tuberose as a note itself is very popular in many spring and summertime fragrances. From the house of Paco Rabanne, we have 1 million parfum, and if you've heard me talk about this one before, you'll know that when I first bought this, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It was a blind buy for me. And when I sprayed it on my skin, I was taken back a little bit by the fact that it wasn't a fall and wintertime fragrance like the rest of the fragrances in the 1 million line. But the more I sprayed it, the more I got used to it, the more I started really appreciating it as just a fragrance in and of itself. You know, I spent so much time thinking of it as a 1 million oriented fragrance that I didn't appreciate it for what it actually was. And now I love this scent. It is beautiful, and I will definitely be wearing this one this summer. But as I said, tuberose, a very big note in this one, along with some salt, a little bit of ambergris, some leather, and some cashmere, and along with a few other notes as well. But all tied in together. This one's sweet, it's bright, and it really, really works during the hot months. Once it starts hitting those low and mid 80s and higher, you'll want to pull this one out and spray it on. And it does actually, for a summertime fragrance, it's very unusual, but for a summertime fragrance, this one actually does sit pretty heavy on your skin. And so it will power through that heat quite well. It will power through humidity quite well. And I get, 8-9 hours on my skin with this one. I have very, very few bad things to say on this scent, okay? So Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Parfum, if you want a good summertime fragrance, something to wear on casual days to the beach or whatever, I definitely recommend picking this one up. For fragrance number 5, we're going back with another rose-based fragrance, and I'm pretty sure you guys know which direction I'm going with this one because this fragrance is the quintessential rose scent for men these days. It is Moschino's Toy Boy, and please know that I'm not talking about like it's got a little rose thrown in there to kind of mix with everything. No, this is like getting hit in the face with 2.5 metric tons of rose petals. It is no joke. The rose is very piercing, it is very loud, and it is very, very strong. But it's a good fragrance. Now, as I said before earlier in the video, rose is not my favorite note. I don't reach for this one a ton, but I have friends that absolutely swear by this fragrance, and for good reason, okay? It is a very, very solid scent. It lasts for 14 hours. It projects a mile away, and you only need 2 sprays of it, okay? But it's actually for those reasons that I don't wear it all that much. I wear the Lease more than this one because the Lease isn't as strong and piercing as this one is, okay? But I don't want you to think that that's a negative. It's just my personal preference. But I will tell you what I do with this. Whatever. I will tell you what I do with this is I layer this with Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Intense. You should definitely try it. All right. Now, when you look this fragrance up on Fragrantica and see the notes, you're going to see things like pear and Indonesian nutmeg, and I'm reading from it right now, cashmere and flax and magnolia and Haitian vetiver and sandalwood, yada, yada, yada. Listen, let me break it down for you. I don't believe any of that. I smell pretty much 3 things in here. I smell a little bit of pear, I smell a lot of pepper, and I smell a hell of a lot of rose. All right? That's what it is. Okay, but it's a great spring fragrance. It's a great summer fragrance. It's really good to wear during the daytime. It's really good to wear during the nighttime. And even some of my British friends from on the other side of the ocean say this is a great clubbing fragrance because it leaves you smelling really unique. So give all of those things a really good consideration when you're going to purchase this fragrance. Oh, and guess what? Nowadays, this isn't expensive. It's not very expensive. $50, $55. You're going to be just fine with it, okay? But if you can, sample it because you may not like it, okay? I'm just saying. All right, there it is. Moschino's Toy Boy. Give it a try for the rose. All right, time for fragrance number 6, and we are going to turn our attention back to lavender. It's the floral note that everybody loves, and in this particular fragrance, it works incredibly well. This is a niche scent from the House of Parfums de Marly. We have Percival. This is such a majestic fragrance to wear during the spring and summertime. It's fresh, it's clean, and it pulls tons and tons of compliments, by the way. But here's the thing, and you wouldn't think this by the way I'm describing it. The lavender isn't as pronounced as you might think it is in this one. But why do I feature this one as a lavender fragrance? Because if it were not for the lavender note in this fragrance, everything would fall apart and it would not work, okay? The lavender, I think, is kind of like the binding agent for the rest of the notes in this fragrance. It's got some citrusy notes like mandarin orange and bergamot. It's got some jasmine, some ambroxan, and some musk. But when taken all around, it is a really good fragrance to wear during the daytime. When it's hot outside, you can wear this to the office. It kind of reminds me of a more upscaled and posh version of something like Prada L'Homme. Soapy, fresh, clean, everything like that. Now, you're going to be paying a pretty high price tag because this is a niche fragrance. If you shop discount websites, you can find it for about $150 to $200 for a 75 ml bottle, all right? If you shop, if you shop retail, you're going to be paying much higher. I'm talking for a bottle this size at the 75 ml, you're going to be paying somewhere around $285 for it. All right. Would I pay $285 for this particular fragrance? Probably not. Would I pay $160, $170? I did, and I would again. Okay, this is a really, really good scent. Okay, but I'll be honest. In terms of Parfums de Marly, I don't think this is their most unique and capturing fragrance. All right, I will say it because I am a fanboy of Parfums de Marly's, fragrances. But when taken together, though, it is really, really good. So definitely give this one a try. Parfums de Marly Percival. I'm at the last fragrance in this video, and I have to present this one with reverence because it is discontinued, and it hurts my heart because this one is an absolute work of art. It is an iris-based fragrance from the house of Prada. We have Prada L'Homme Intense. I need to take a moment of silence. Rest in power, King. This fragrance is absolutely stunning, and I dare say, oh my God, I dare say it is on an equal playing field with the Dior Homme Intense. I love this one as much as that one, okay? Iris right up top as soon as you spray it on, okay? As it dries down, you've got some patchouli, you've got some tonka bean, leather, and sandalwood. Oh my freaking word, this is so good. This, this goes a little bit further away from the romance that the Dior Homme Intense portrays. Rather, this one right here has a sophisticated manliness to it with that leather and sandalwood in there. Sandalwood does sit a little bit heavier on your skin, but as there is a little bit of amber in here and a little bit of leather, those are also a little bit more dense in their scent profiles. So this one easily will stay on your skin for 8 hours, and it is darker once it dries down. But it's also because of those other notes like the leather and sandalwood that you are going to be a little more limited in your use of Prada L'Homme Intense. Fall and winter time, the iris makes it suitable for the day. Maybe the nighttime as well, but it's definitely going to be a little bit more of a cold weather scent. How much are you going to pay for this? Well, it depends on where you can find it and how much you can find it for. You're not going to be able to see very much of this fragrance on discount websites. My best advice to you is to check fragrance outlet stores, maybe in the mall, something like that. I have seen this one for sale even after its discontinued date for about $115, $120. Get it. If it is that price, absolutely get it. You may have to also look on eBay. I'm not going to speak to the validity or the reliability of eBay and the sellers on there, and you're probably going to be paying a much, much higher price. But if you know how great this one is, you would still consider it, okay? Prada L'Homme Intense is always going to have a place in my heart. It is such a great fragrance, and I miss it. Guys, listen to me. Floral fragrances absolutely belong on men. It doesn't matter how feminine of a man you are. It doesn't matter how masculine of a man you are. There are floral fragrances out there that can be and should be worn by you. Please do not overlook these things. They can add so many levels of sophistication to your presentation. Please, please, please give floral fragrances a chance. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, all of those really cool things, but especially comment, I want to talk to you guys, man. Let me know what y'all think. I love you so much. We'll see you next time.